Hi Scrubs, hope you're well. So Bernie Rietveld requested a video where I talk about my favourite breeds and my least favourite breeds in Star Stable. I'm mainly going to focus with the ones that I have in my stable. I am going to mention a couple of other ones that I don't have. There's no particular breed on Star Stable that I really don't like. I think all of them have their different attributes and different things that I like about, different ones. But the ones that I have in my stable are probably my favourites. And there are other ones that I don't have that I kind of am tempted to get, but I'm like, I don't want to have more of the same one. So I'm going to start off on this side. So this obviously is Edge, my Welsh, and what I like about the Welsh is... Oh, it's going to close the door on us. I thought it might do that. Right, well, we'll stay in the stable then, because I think we're just going to get... Yeah, we're going to get stuck. What I really like about the Welsh is, to me, they do look, like a Welsh pony. They remind me of a Connemara as well, but I really love the detail, especially on him. You can see here the faint where he used to have dapples, and it's starting to fade away. And there are quite a few colours in this one, but for me, this is what I really, really wanted. I wanted a little grey pony. And I think they're quite cute. I like their little expressions and how they fall asleep. But, like little details like that as well. That's what I like about them. And then here we have one of the newest ones, it being the Mustang. And the Pinto to me is my favourite. And I sort of explained why that was whenever I talked about it before. It was very close between the Pinto and the Bay. The reason is I like whenever you get like little different markings on them and that, because I think it's really nice. Like, I do like solid coloured horses, but sometimes when there's just like a little marking somewhere, whether it's a snip or a star, it just really makes it. I don't know how to explain it. It just, for me, lifts the whole horse. And the other thing I like about the Mustang, and I'm sure a lot of us do as well, if I can move enough to do it. Hold on. I think I'm too close to the side. This happens in the stable. There we go. I like that it's got its own individual thing. There are bucks and broncs. I mean, obviously, like, pretty much all horses are capable of doing that, but it's like slightly, neat that they have that specific to the Mustang, because I kind of know for that. Now, she's fell asleep on me, but the next bunch I'll kind of talk about is the Icelandic. So what I really love about the Icelandic is how fluffy they are. Like, I really adore. They're just like little bundles of fluff. And the Tolt as well. As I said, I really love when there's individual things to a breed that, the detail and that has been taken into consideration, and I like that. And if you look kind of closely at her... Now, I meant to stop dancing. Right, you can kind of see... No, hold on, we're going to have to move because she's getting stuck on everything. Right. You can see the hair, It's super textured because of how furry she is. So I like that. And she was the first sort of broken pattern one that I got out of all the horses that I have, because I have quite a lot of solid coloured horses. As for the next ones, like, I know I'm a terrible one for saying that I don't want to have a lot of the same breed, and there's 3 Wiggles in here, the Thoroughbreds. Thoroughbreds obviously are clearly one of my favourite breeds on Star's Table. That is definitely very easy to sort of, tell. The things that really made me kind of fall in love with them is just the little weird things that they do. When you watch them, the faces they pull, and just they never stand still. They're just really interactive, because some of the other breeds stand pretty still and don't fidget, and that most horses fidget. And especially with Thoroughbreds, they can be quite high strung. So I like that about it. It's for me, it is part of it. And obviously, I think the best thing about them is the wiggle that they do when you gallop them. But that is literally how I ended up with Phase 3. And the other thing that I was really, really over the moon about was whenever Star Stable brought out the Dapple Grey, because that was the one thing I really, really, really wanted to see on the Thoroughbreds, and I was so pleased and so happy that they did that, because Derek was pretty much a done deal whenever I saw him. It was like, yep, we're buying that. Over here I've got the purebred Frisian, and then I've got 2 sport Frisians. The Frisians, I really do like how they're very kind of true to their character. They're very upright, like Frisians are, and they're very glossy and very pretty looking, and I think that is what I really like about the Frisians, is they look so, as I've said before, they look really majestic in the way they carry themselves and when the way they walk and trot and that. So I think that's why, for me, I really do like the Frisians, because the main reason I wanted to get to level 10 was to get one of these Frisians. I literally, or not level 10, level 12. I did as many quests and reputation things as I could to get him. That was because I saw the Frisians and I was just like, I'm in love. And then eventually we got the new ones, the new models, which are equally beautiful as well. And they're very dreamy. These ones are very dreamy. I do think they're very, very pretty. So they are another breed that I quite like, and as you can see, I kind of ended up with, the Sport Frisian. Well, actually, yes, 2 Frisians and the Sport Frisian. Sorry. So the old pure Frisian, the newer pure Frisian, and then the new Sport Frisian. And I really, really liked her when I saw her, just because there are quite a lot of colours in that. And some of those other colours are really nice, like the silver one that there is, and the flax and chestnut. And I do quite like them, but for me, she was what I preferred in that respect. Because as you know, I like grey horses. I can't help it. Now, we're going to talk about Bob. Well, Shires. We're going to talk about Shires, but I am going to kind of talk about Bob a little bit, because one thing that really makes me laugh, when you watch how the Shires gallop, they kind of run like a bunny rabbit. So some of my friends call them giant bunnies. And the thing that I would say, like when I started to train the Shire, it literally was my least favourite horse, because it was so difficult. I got so wound up with him. But as I finished that, and did actually get and finish training in that, I actually really, really adore the Shires now. I would never buy another one, because I'm like, I'm not going through that again. Because it was literally harmful. But I would not take back getting the Shire, absolutely not. I kind of think it's a little bit sad that we can't have leg wraps on them, but I totally get it. Like they do have very chunky legs. I know, Bob. So the only other thing I have to say is very difficult to race Shires. If anybody does it well, I tip my hat to you, because I find them very difficult to control, as we've seen with Bob on many occasions. So, like, as I say, for training, he was one of my least favourite to train, but yeah, he remembers. But we get on fabulously now, so it's fine. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Morgan. Now, I only have the one Morgan, being Ditzy, and I just think they are gorgeous. They are probably, in my eyes, one of the prettiest on the entire game, I think. And this was the first one that I saw in game, and just knew that I had to get eventually. When I was on Dragoncake and I was just walking around, and I was pretty new at the time, I saw her. Not her specifically, but I saw someone on one like her, and I was just like, I have to get that. I don't know how, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to find where it is. Then, down here, we have the Sir Francis Beamer here, and I don't know what particularly drew me to the Sir Francis. I saw one of my friends had one, and I just really liked it, and I can't really, put anything particularly on it, but I think it's mainly the colour, actually, with her, because she's basically the same as Dragoncake, but it was the colour and the dark around the eyes, and I just thought she was really pretty, which was mainly why I decided I liked the Sir Francis. They're actually pretty nippy as well, when you're on them. Then Dragoncake, like, obviously starter, who doesn't love their starter? Per starter, sometimes I think people are like, starters are ugly. No, they're not. They're beautiful. They're beautiful in their own way. So, I'm very attached to my starter, so, if anybody asks, if he asks especially, you tell him that he's the favourite in the stable, because you don't want him to think that I remotely like any of the others, because then he gets jealous. Then we have the Jorvik pony. Now, the Jorvik pony would probably be one of my least favourite overall, like out of the ones that I have in the stable, but it's only mostly because of how difficult it was to train. Similar to what happened with the Shire, it's just like, it was difficult. it was very difficult. We had our moments, but I think they're very cute, and they're pretty powerful little ponies. So they are. It actually brings me straight to the Orvik Wild. Now, I'm curious to see if when we get the Orvik Wilds coming back, are we going to have more colours? I don't know. But this is hands down my favourite colour in the Orvik Wilds. And because it's the one, the time that they did the competition on Instagram where you could design your own one, and that was actually the same as one of the designs. Like, I put through a few designs, but most of them were black and red. So whenever I saw that they'd actually brought in a black and red, I was really happy because I was like, that's what I wanted to see. So we got that. I would be curious to see if we do get any other ones, maybe what they'll look like. I don't know if we will. But training, he was a bit of a nuisance. I find him very similar to the Icelandic in look. That's the only thing. I think they're very similar to the Icelandic, the way they look. So the next two, we have the paint here. And I do really quite like these. I think they are a nice looking horse, and I really love the patterns and everything that you get in all the varieties. And you know, there's a lot of the other breeds that don't have that variety of colour, so it was nice that they have a real good variety through the paint horses, and I think that's why I'm quite fond of them overall. So they would be one of my favourites. And then this is another one of my favourites, the American Quarter Horse. So there we go. So the American Quarter Horse is pretty much quite a solid favourite with me, similar to the Morgans and the Wiggles. And I love the character, as I've said before, just the faces they pull when you race them, and just little individual things. Like, for me, it's the little details like that that give them just character, the way they look at you and things like that. And actually, talking about the way they look at you, I mean, one buy I did not expect to make was Lippenzahner, because when I saw the pictures of Lippenzahner, I was like, I'm not really that keen. I don't think I'm going to get one. And I walked up to see this one, and I just was like, I have to get it. I don't know. It was love at first sight. And I do really, really like the little star that he has. I do actually quite like them, and I'm actually quite fond of the other two now as well. But originally when I saw them, I didn't think I was going to like them. But I was really taken aback with that. And also what's nice with the Lippenzahner as well is the Levad, which I think is quite fun. Actually, we can't do it in the stable, so I'm going to have to go out of the stable. If we can manage to get out of the stable, there we go, we just about made it. So I like that, you know, that's individual to the breed as well. So those are kind of my like general reasons as to why certain breeds I like more than others. And I can't, like, people ask me quite often, do I have an ultimate favourite? And the truth is, I don't really have an ultimate favourite, because I like all of these ones for different reasons, just different little characteristics, different little like ways that they act, you know, the way they shake their head, just different really strange things. And speaking of shaking their head, like, more Ditzy back there shaking her head a lot, but it's just the wee odd things that they do and that add character to me, to the horses. And I think that's very important, really, is that you feel that those horses, you know, are interacting with you. Because I think when you have a very stationary horse that just stands there, that's lacking. You don't really feel like you're necessarily interacting, I think, more. And I think that's why that to me is quite important. I mean, there's a couple of other ones that I really like. As I said, there's some other breeds there that I quite like. The Andalusian, the chestnut one, I think it's very pretty. I've seen a couple of people on it. And there's some other ones out there that I quite like, and there's nothing in particular that there's no horse that I turn around and go, I'd never have that, it's horrible. There's none like that. I quite like everything for different reasons and different wee things. So thank you to Bernie Rietveld for requesting the video. I hope it's had a lovely day. Subscribe, so bye.